Hey scrappers, if you're looking to figure out what materials you should sell this week or hold this week, now is the time to do it. Our weekly report is going to give you that information, up-to-date market news, pricing. Let's get right into it and we'll talk about it inside. Hey scrappers, it is me, Tom from iScrap. Today is October 26th. I almost can't believe that we're like 5 days away from October being over and celebrating Halloween. So here's my spooky costume. Boo! I'm not dressing up as Iron Man or Elsa or a bunny rabbit like any of my kids this year. But hey, hopefully I'll give you some news that won't spook you and we'll get some positive feedback on the markets. So I wrote my report this week and the markets are pretty steady. I mean, I was reading about 50 or 60 YouTube comments that have happened over the last week and a half. And a lot of people are saying that in different parts of the country, they're having a real problem getting rid of steel. I read a few different people's comments out of Arizona where some of the yards are taking it for free. We're giving them $20 or $30 a ton. And why am I even doing this anymore? It's not worth it. Or why are their prices so cheap when you compare to other areas of the country where markets are 100 or 150 a ton for light iron? And that's a really important topic to talk about. We've done this before. Different parts of the country, Arizona would be included inside of that are much further away from where the material gets processed, where the material gets shipped to. It has a big transportation cost. So the scrap yards that are moving, let's say they're moving 22, 23 tons at a clip, they might only be selling that load for $1,500 to $2,500, but they may be incurring $500 of labor. They may be incurring $1,000 in trucking, and $500 profit on 20 tons is a reasonable amount if you're a scrapyard owner. Now, that doesn't help you as the scrapper, but at least it gives you an idea of why the prices could be as low as they are. Now, I saw a lot of people talking about holding on to materials, and one thing that I could tell you is I saw a bunch of people that have bought old 30-yard dumpsters from garbage companies, relatively inexpensive, $500 to $1,000 each. And if you have the ability to store one of those, this might be a really good time to do it. And you might want to call your local scrapyard and say, hey, I bought a dumpster. Would you run my dumpster for me if it was full of material? And that's a really great idea. We have a few customers at Rockaway Recycling that own their own dumpsters. They pack them up. So instead of us, the scrapyard, giving a customer a dumpster and it takes them a year to fill, you may be able to really pack it full of material. And I continue to say every week, and if you read our weekly report online, I have said to sell light iron or shred almost every single week. And it's mostly because when you touch something more than once, it costs you more money because it costs you more time. But if you do want to hold on to it, buying your own storage container, yes, it's expensive, but you might be able to really pack that thing to the point where, if you're getting $20 or $30 for light iron, the upside a year from now is maybe you're getting the same amount, or maybe it's a little less, but you're not really losing money. And the scrapyard might give you $20 or $30 a ton more when you have 10 to 15,000 pounds. So it's just another idea on how you can make more money with it. But these are some of the ideas that we've come up with for our customers at the scrapyard to be able to kind of forward to you. So steel prices, steel's down 10 bucks a ton, 15 bucks a ton over the last month and a half. We saw small upticks in the beginning of September, then it kind of went sideways, and now we've seen the market turn the end of September into October, probably down $15, $20 overall a ton, and I don't really see that increasing for the rest of this year. I mentioned my report, and I'm not going into politics, but we do have a midterm election in a little less than 2 weeks, and what that means is we're uncertain who's going to control the Congress, who's going to control the Senate, and depending on how that shakes out, that might create more laws, that might stagnate laws for the next couple of years. And that's a big step and a big thing that we're going to wait for, because if we have a lot of laws being created, people on Wall Street, investors, commodity brokers, they don't like a lot of new laws and a lot of new money being printed. That cheapens the money that we have. And while inflation has kicked in, we still have had a relatively strong dollar, especially when you compare ourselves to people like Europe. And that matters when it comes to scrap. But we also might not have a lot of growth. And that matters because if you don't have a lot of growth, people buying cars, trucks, putting up new buildings, then you're not going to need as much material as they're going to need, because they're going to have a slowdown, especially when you compare ourselves to last year when things kind of busted out of the 2020 bubble. So those are some of my thoughts on steel prices. But if you have steel prices that you want to report, we have a brand new website that we've been working on for the last 12 months. We've shared the new app with you where you can report prices. But in the next few weeks, our new website's going to be coming out. It's just going to streamline things, make it easier to report prices, see pricing charts. We're really excited. We'll have some video tutorials coming out on it, or we'll do some videos talking about it. This way you're kind of clued in. So let's switch to kind of the copper side of things. Copper, brass, relatively unchanged. It's been really nice. We've seen these markets stabilize for the last 4 weeks. Copper prices moved up or down 2 to 3%. Not a huge jump. Last week, for instance, we saw it go down 9 cents, almost kind of hit that 10-cent mark, but then we saw it jump up 8 cents for a couple of days. So these are good things. And I've read a lot of comments where people are saving stuff till 2023. I love the optimism, and I'm a very optimistic person, but I don't see the markets rebounding to those $4 levels that we saw last year. So if you're really thinking that you're going to have a big market turnaround because it's a new year, I would think twice, and I would look a little deeper into the market and watching videos like this, reading others' comments other than our own here at iScrap is going to help. And of course, we have a weekly report that you could subscribe to, have sent to your email address every single week through our website as well. So brass prices relatively unchanged. Yellow brass in the 180 to 195 range. Bare bright wire creeping up towards a $3 average again, more along the 285 to 290 mark right now. A few scrap yards are over $3 a pound for bare bright. THHN prices in that $1.80 to $2 range, still very strong. But one thing that we have started to see weaken is the aluminum prices. And if you want to learn more about some of the aluminum markets and what we've seen by becoming a member of our YouTube channel, you'll be able to get some member-only videos that we'll be posting later today or later this week, talking about some of these aluminum markets and why they're dropping a little bit going into the last couple of months of 2022. Stainless markets, what a big poo-poo market right now. I mean, I'm seeing stainless steel prices that are so incredibly low when you look at them, 25 cents a pound for 304 stainless. And what's confusing to me is really that the nickel prices, and nickel prices around $22,000 a ton. But a year ago, they were $22,000 a ton, and stainless prices were more than double what they are today. So that just shows you, while nickel is trading really high, raw nickel products, mostly because of the EV markets, the recycled materials aren't in as high demand, and things aren't matching up. But those are things that we'll talk about in the coming weeks, whether it's just to our members only channel, we'll mention it through our weekly report. We'll let you know as we gather more information. On the catalytic converter side of things, still strong prices. I mean, rrcats.com holding and doing 10-day price locks, including free shipping on all OEM cats. That's a really good thing. Anytime you can lock a price in for 10 days, almost 2 weeks, is a nice thing. But we have seen those markets jump up, creeping their way back towards $170 per OEM cat on a national average right now. So really good numbers. And we know that those days that you get those cats in, that you're looking to sell them. And our team is quoting, 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. So when you're looking to get quotes on those and get free shipping on them, check out rrcats.com. We have our prices, we have averages, gives you a little more market information. Of course, you get it as well on these weekly reports. I can't wait to see your comments. I can't wait to see maybe some costumes. I've gotten a couple comments lately that I look just like Taj.0. So that's those are some funny comments we've been seeing for the last few years that kind of got recycled and spit back into the comment feed lately. I've heard that one before. So, thanks, I guess. Any other questions, scrappers, let us know. Check out our members only content on our YouTube channel where we have some more videos posted. And until next week, I'm Tom, and I'll scrap you later.
Thanks for checking out this scrap video. For more exclusive scrap video content, please become a YouTube member of our channel today. Thank you, and I'll scrap you later.